Welcome back to another of the Fat Cats travel vlog experiences, showcasing rugby and travel in Africa. We've done a couple of these and it's been quite an amazing journey. Of course, from Kisumu, where we were able to showcase the fans and the experience of the Uganda Cranes 15's Elgon Cup second leg, and also the very popular Safari Sevens, where the Uganda men Sevens and Lady Cranes Sevens were able to compete. The ladies were able to finish top and the men finished third. Not forgetting the unique experience of Tunisia with both weather and culture, as we covered the Uganda men and women's rugby cranes team. Round 3 of the Nile Special Rugby Championship presented an opportunity for us to go to Entebbe and experience rugby that side. But in our minds, we wanted to show something that was just more than driving to the grounds and watching rugby. How can someone have a wholesome experience when it comes to a fun Saturday? We had a number of activities lined up, but first, the go-karting experience. Visiting the Lubowa karting grounds, a very beautiful place. I highly recommend that everyone, if they get a chance, they need to try this out. Finding this beautiful place is quite challenging for the first time, but it is located within the beautiful neighborhoods of Lubowa. You just have to have the right navigations to get to it. On arrival at reception, the customer service was quite the experience and they really got a full picture of what we wanted to do. The interesting bit was we were able to make our booking early enough so that on arrival, we simply just get ready for race day. It's used as a transition to what you do. Yeah. And after the briefing and the preparations were done, it was race day, Fat Cats Go-Karting Grand Prix as we dubbed it, and the goal was getting the fastest lap. They say a little trash talk goes a long way in healthy competition, and it's safe to say there was some going on there, just that we could not put it in this video.
When Carlos says he's gonna win, let's believe your judgment. I can adjust it.
A go-karting race session is 10 minutes, but 10 minutes of adrenaline-filled action. Don't be fooled by who you saw first. The results are quite shocking.
I wish I'd been in the league before.
How is Dexter number 3? How? How? I cannot be number 3.
To be the last one.
Do you know how many times Dexter? I bypassed Dexter guys on some. I think it was just when picking calls.
You would just be like this.
Like you just press to pick a call, I think. Maybe his wife was calling or some shit. People like this guys.
How does it feel, Okuba?
What's the game that used to steal votes?
The one lap I did to win a race, you must not crash. Extra crash 4 times.
There needs to be a stat. We need the numbers. This does not show everything. We need the proper numbers of crashes, whatnot. This guy should have been put out of the race. Disqualified.
Why are you playing Uber in the race? We're just speaking names. Driving like those who cars. For bad driving, call 0782.
We are very, very discontent. Round 1 done.
And if you engage in other activities, you know first round doesn't matter. It's second round that matters.
The team advocated to have a round 2, and this time round everyone was in Mad Max mode. Well, almost everyone. But however, it was a much better race, much more competitive, and the times were much faster. The second race in go-karting took up a lot of time, so we had to fast forward straight to the rugby pitch in Busambaga. But for all those that are looking for what else you can do prior to a rugby game, you can go to the beach, you can go to the zoo, and you can go to the reptile village. For us, because of time wasted, we had to get some quick snacks on the way and go straight to the rugby pitch. After all, it's a rugby Saturday. The game was tense, a very, very tight encounter between the two teams. The traveling Walukuba Barbarians from eastern Uganda coming all the way to Entebbe to face the home side, the Mongers. Every point mattered, with every possession and every decision made by each team. The rugby fans in Entebbe were quite welcoming, all smiles, and even when their things were not going right for their team, they still remained very, very cordial. As the game went on, the action became even more exciting. And at full time, it was time for the celebrations. Well, that was for the away fans. The home fans had to sit in a bit of agony after a 1-point loss. But in the spirit of rugby, it was such an amazing encounter. As you could see the celebrations, it was time to do a little bit of mixing and mingling, talking to a couple of players and fans, and just getting to get their perspective and understanding how the day has been for them.
yangu ene tubayo n'obubonero bonna bwe tubadde twagala naye yo mwebadde tight naye tuwadde tetusobola ne tugiba Mongers tebadde ttiimu nyangu kuba yasobola okuba Buffalo zezimu ku ttiimu ennene tuze tumanyi ttiimu gye tugenda ozanya nti si ttiimu nyangu naye era tuwadde tetusobola buli omu azanyidde munne ne tukomawo ne win era tugitwala waka.
The podcast here in Entebbe, Busambaga grounds. Unfortunately, not the best result for the home side, but regardless, the party is still going on as you can hear the music. But we're getting just a moment to sit down and talk to a couple of people here. Rugby is not only played in Kampala, but there's rugby elsewhere, and today we are in Entebbe to experience what rugby is all about. So, after such thing, have you tried to talk to any of the boys? What do you tell them in such situations? I know you have a team that is predominantly also young and growing. Yeah, they had 2 wins and then this loss, which is a very painful loss. But what do you communicate to them?
But now, I'm not getting the chance to speak to the boys because it's the coaches that took them and the team took after the game. But right now, everyone is reminiscing, is remembering what they would have done, what they would have not done. And I cannot begin jumping on the players immediately to tell them that you should have done it. No, like at this point, all them first come down. Then after that, that's when we are going to talk like, yo, this went wrong, how do we clean up this, how do we do better here? And we look on the positives because I cannot blame a player and look on the bad side as well. It's also put his body on the line to actually come down and play. So we saw very many collusions here. And looking back from the old days, I saw Andrew when having his birthday this week. You still play the abrasive style of Mongers Rugby. Contact.
We will not deviate from our plan. Yes, that style of play has brought results. It has what has kept us in the league for the while we've been in this league. So it's just a matter of the young lads learning how to execute it, and it will still bring the results that it brought. Today didn't yield, but we're confident we're going to get there.
We did remember that it was Valentine's week, so we spared a moment for some romantic shenanigans in quotes.
The other hand. The left hand.
So I want to ask, I'm seeing a very interesting drink here. Of course, it's part of the Nile Breweries family. Why Eagle? Why Eagle? First tell me.
I also have that question. Why Eagle?
This is maybe an intervention. Why Eagle?
Why Eagle?
Eagle is a very nice beer. Very nice beer. I wouldn't even say, okay, I've taken Castle Light before. I didn't like it.
What am I drinking?
I've taken Nile because earlier days people knew me as a Nile person, but then I didn't feel like it's what I want. But when I had Eagle, I felt like it's a real beer for me, and I love it. And I take 3 brands of Eagle. There's Eagle. I don't know if people know that. There's Eagle Lager, there's Eagle Dark, and then Eagle Extra.
So, what don't you get any of those narratives that these chicks that drink Eagle, they are local chicks? Have you ever heard of that kind of jazz?
I've had someone call her a man before. So
they've ever called you a man before because you drink Eagle.
No,
Have you heard of such negative?
I don't know what people speak about, whatever, but at then the beauty is I pay my own bills. So I can choose to have a nail special. I can choose to have maybe a Castle Light. I can choose to have a Eagle Lager. I'm putting my own bill. I don't mind whether I think it's a cheap beer or whatever, but I mean, I love my beer. She knows I've been to a bar where they're selling Eagle 4,000 shillings. And I wouldn't mind because I'm bringing my brand, like, I drink what I want. So that means even if I went to, because I've been to Serena and I've taken a beer of 12,000 nail special at 12,000. So it's not about the money, it's about the beer. It's about the beer.
So you're trying to say that us who drink Nile, we are not human beings?
No, I didn't say that.
It's a preference.
It's a preference.
Yes, and how money?
By the way,
has someone's money.
No, by the way, as we are speaking, me, I drink juice.
Even if it was somebody's money, I'll still take Ego.
Even on a proper date, you'd be drinking your
If they have Ego, no, the problem I have now.
I have a feeling if she went to London and there was Ego, she would drink Ego.
Yes, I will. But then the problem I have is like sometimes when I go to high-end bars, they don't have Ego, and I'm like, okay, let me go for a Nile. Not because Nile, is a bad beer or anything, but I'll prefer my Ego. It doesn't matter the price. I want my Ego. That's all.
So you want Ego?
Anyway,
you so black,
yes,
you
I do so, yeah.
Okay. Did you get anything for Valentine's?
I'm currently single, so I don't think I got anything for Valentine's.
You don't have any secret admirers, no crushes, nothing?
Well, they're secret. I wouldn't know.
But that's what I'm saying. Did you receive anything regardless of whether you know?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Maybe we shall sort that out later. But anyway, just even on that point, Michelle, to bring you in here, there is I want to call it an unpopular or a backward mindset that comes up about the fact that when women play, there's a way they look at them that, hey, no, mukazi azanya rugby. Have you ever experienced that? And if yes, how have you dealt with it?
Now, on that experience, I have a friend of mine who told me, he clearly came out like, Michelle, before your injury, you were a bro. And I'm like, I was a bro.
So they bro-zoned you because you were a rugby player?
Exactly. Like,
for you, had you bro-zoned them?
I had. Wait.
Or why there was a chance?
No, there wasn't a chance, but
okay.
The thing that everybody feels that rugby is a masculine sport that can only be played by men. Actually, when I got my injury, everybody was like, especially people were on their knees. They're like, Michelle, please, I beg you, never go back to rugby. It's a men's sport. You have now realized it's a man's world. Women don't fit there. And I'm like, what happened to me was an accident.
Yeah.
Like it was
which can happen in the bathroom.
Yeah. Like I'm like, okay.
I mean, Edwin is always walking and he gets injured just walking.
You know.
Just always pushing that down.
So as why everybody thinks rugby is a really man's sport. Like everybody thinks only men can play rugby. When they actually meet women who can play rugby, they're like, everyone's like, actually when I say I play rugby, it's like, first way, like you play rugby? And I'm like, yeah, I play rugby. Then they're like, why? And I'm like, because it's a sport. Like I saw all the sports, like I looked through all of them and I was like, yeah, this is my sport.
And that was our travel experience of Entebbe. Traveling back, we knew we had to go somewhere. Not sure it was home, but we had to get out of Busambaga. Thank you for being part of this. We appreciate it.